It is the Flow Friday Sports Show here on Flow FM. On the line with me now is Chris Graetz, the reporter from the Wimmera Mallee News Sports section. It's lovely to have you with us again, Chris. How are you?
Yeah, thanks for having me again. I'm going great, thanks today. How about you?
Not doing too badly. You must be keen for the football to come back after the hiatus last weekend.
Yes, it's good to have it back, but it was great to have a little break considering the sports paper we're going at the moment, and I'm single-handedly doing that. So it was good to have a bit of a break. Happy to get back into it now.
Yes, the game of football just never sleeps, does it? Well, lots to look forward to as we look ahead to round 8 in Wimmera football, and there's some fixtures to go through with you and dissect some of these games ahead of when they do commence to see how you think they're going to go. Usually you're pretty on the money, Chris. So let's take a look at Horsham Saints up against Dimmy. Dimmy cooked, you called that last week. I assume you're sticking to your guns.
Yeah, and this is a very important game for both clubs. As you can see on the ladder, 5th place Minyip have 3 wins and they're not playing this week. And you've got Neil, Horsham, Saints and Dimboola all on 2 wins. So the winner here can move equal to 5th spot and be 6th on percentage. So really in the context of the season, this, as the old cliche goes, this is an 8-point game, but I can't see Dimboola winning. Horsham they've got Cody Kenny back, and they're nearly at full strength now. So I think Horsham are going to be winning this game. Dimboola, they've just got that good midfield that we know, Andrew Moore, Dylan Lant, Jack Lant and Ben Miller. But looking at the teams, I just think Horsham are going to shut them down and end up winning this match probably by about 3 goals, I would have thought.
I wouldn't imagine Neil or any chance away to Ararat.
No chance. Ararat, I'm not sure who they've got back, but I'm pretty sure they might be getting a couple players back. I haven't come across their team list yet, but they're sitting on top for a reason. They're one of the premiership contenders, and even though Neil are going to be around the mark for finals, like they might shift into the final 5, you just can't see them challenging Ararat. Ararat should have a comfortable 10-goal win, I think.
We've got 2v3. This is game of the round, no doubt. Stall up against Southern Mallee Thunder. This will be a good game to watch.
100%. This will give us a good indication of where Stall are. As you know, Stall were unbeaten up until round 5, and they lost to the Demons. And they've bounced back last week, the week before, against the Eagles. But you can't really count that as a bounce back, considering where the Eagles are. But you look at it, and with the Southern Mallee Thunder, they lost Ararat, but they've disposed of other teams by over 100 points. They've won by 100 points on 3 separate occasions this year. You look at the match, and we know that Ararat, Stall and Southern Mallee Thunder are going to be contending this year, but this will tell us where Stall are at in the context of the season. If they can win or keep it close, they're genuine premiership contenders. If they don't keep it close, then they may not be the premiership contender that we think they are.
Minyip have the bye, so that leaves the last round, the last game in the round, being Warrick Eagles at home to Horsham Demons, and the Eagles will have their work cut out for them.
Yes, they will. The Demons, they're not the Demons of last year. They've won 3 games, and they even beat Stall, and they pushed Ararat. So looking at them, they should get the job done easily. It's the same old story with Warrick. They're probably going to be in the game for probably about a quarter and a half. So you expect the Demons to have that pressure early, and I don't think they'll ever be in the game tomorrow, the Eagles. I think the Demons will handle them from the first siren to the last siren pretty easily.
All right, let's flip over to the 2s, Chris, and take a look at how things are going in that league. Why don't you just give us a quick little update as to how the Reserves League is tracking along?
Yeah, so obviously still one of the top teams in the seniors, so it will be no surprise that they're sitting on top with 6 wins and 1 loss. So when you have a strong seniors team, if you've got a strong reserves team, it pretty much bodes you well in the seniors, as you know. And then, as always, the Horsham Saints and Horsham Demons are up there. They're on 5 wins apiece. Then you've got the Southern Mallee Thunder and Dimboola on 4 wins apiece, rounding out the top 5. And then you've got Minyip Matoa on 3 wins, Ararat reserves and nil reserves on 1 win, and down the bottom of the ladder, no surprise, it's the Warrick Eagles with no wins.
All right, well, you spoke there of the Southern Mallee Thunder. How do you see them going in the twos against Stawell in what will be a big game again in the Reserves League?
Oh, I think Stawell are on top for a reason. They're pretty good around the park, so I think Stawell will be winning the reserves by maybe 3 or 4 goals.
Ararat and nil, who gets up there for you?
Considering it's at Ararat, I'd say Ararat. It'll be a close game, I would have thought, but at home you have to say Ararat.
Any better fortunes on the cards for the Dimmy reserves than the seniors?
No, I wouldn't think so. Yes, they've won 4 matches, but they might keep it close, but I still think that the Horsham Saints should be winning that match.
Finally, the Eagles and Demons will go at it. The Warrick Eagles struggling in the twos as well, so doesn't look like they're going to be much of a chance in that game either.
Oh, no. I mean, you look at their results, and in the reserves in round 3, the Warrick Eagles lost 251-2 against the Horsham Saints. A couple of weeks ago, they lost to nil by 95 points, and then Stawell beat them by 191 points in round 7. So, the Demons should get the job done and get the job done comfortably.
There we have it. All right, well, Chris will break away from Wimmera football for the moment and look at another football story you've covered in the last few days, and this relates to an Adelaide-based player who's tracking along very nicely. This is a Machonga Rang. Tell us more about him and the story you've covered for the Wimmera Mallee News.
Yeah, so Garang is one of the Warrick Eagles Adelaide recruits. They've got 5 this year, and he played all his footy for Hope Valley in the Adelaide Football League, all from the juniors to the seniors. At the start of this year, he was going to play for Narracourt, but things changed last minute, and his friends convinced him to join the Eagles. He's a 23-year-old athletic ruckman key defender. He's got a great leap on him, and he can play both positions well, and he's loving the club at Warrick. He thinks the club is great. Everyone's nice. He's been one of their most consistent players. He's probably winning their best and fairest at the moment, I would have thought. He loves playing centre-half back because he thinks he moulds his game a bit on Tom Stewart from Geelong, but in the ruck he's really good too. So 100% he's been one of their best highlights here, and he loves the Wimmera Football League because there's bigger bodies and the grounds are bigger than what he had in Adelaide. And they travel up, him and the other 4 recruits travel up sometimes on the Saturday morning if it's an away game, and they go back Saturday evening, and if it's a home game they come up on the Friday night or Saturday morning and go back on the Sunday. So they've got a home game now tomorrow, so he'll be coming up and spending the night, and they've got a big night tomorrow night because the Eagles Lotto, which they do every week, is kick-starting again tomorrow night. So it's going to be great for the club, and he's just one of the highlights of the league at the moment, and definitely the bright spark of the Eagles for this season.
Always good to have a role model. Chris Graetz, the reporter from the Wimmera Mallee News Sports Division. Why don't you bring us in on how people can access your work for the Wimmera Mallee News these days?
Yes, so any local news agents or wherever you get your papers in the Wimmera will stock the Wimmera Mallee Sport paper, which is out every Tuesday. If you're not in the area and you want to read up about the sport in the Wimmera Mallee region, then you can go to wmsport.com.au and you can sign up for a yearly or a 3-month, 6-month or yearly subscription, and you get all our papers. So the Warrick Herald, the Dimboola Banner, the Rainbow Argus and the Horsham Times you'll get there as well. And it's a great read because it's a 20-page sport paper, and it gives great coverage of both football leagues here and other sports as well in the area.
Support local journalism and people like Chris Graetz who do a great job covering sport in the Wimmera Mallee. Chris, lovely to have you back with us again for another week. Enjoy the football. We'll speak to you next week.
Thanks for having me. I'll speak to you next week.